Well, as you've been following me on Facebook, I've been going back through the past, going through some of my photo bins from all those years at Doug's Dirt Diary. And as I find people on there and move them from one hard drive to another so I know where they are, I say, I got to call them and make sure that I get a hold of them. One of these guys, I just ran into some pictures from Utica Rome Speedway and Fulton Speedway. Doug Manmiller does not normally run there, but over the years, he's done a lot of traveling. He'll be doing his 30th season in modified racing coming up this year. Somewhere around 40 to 50 wins, he imagines, in that time. This past season, he ran Grandview, finished fourth in points there, did pick up a win, got in somewhere around 20 to 25 races, ran at BAPS at the end of the year. Of course, did Big Diamond a couple times. So let's find out what's going on with the veteran Doug Manmiller. Let's head down onto Shoemakersville, one of the more interesting hometown names. It's about 35 miles to the northwest of Grandview Speedway. Doug Manmiller, 54 years old, with us now. Haven't talked to you in a long time. How are you?
I'm doing well. Doug. How are you doing?
We're doing real well right now as a family. Everybody's good. So everybody's happy, healthy, all that good stuff?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody's good. Actually welcomed in a son-in-law since I talked to you last.
Nice.
And we actually have a grandson. So, yeah, things are looking up for me.
It should be a few years before I get to be a grandfather. What's it like?
It's awesome. I mean, right now he's what is he, about four and a half months old.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's got his own little personality. He's
nice,
smiling and giggling, and he's just great. I gotta have a smile on my face when he's around.
I'm glad. I'm super happy to hear that for you. So, how is Grandview? You and I were talking a little bit before the break. For a while, we wondered about the future of Grandview. Sounds like everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, fortunately it is. At this point, I guess the group that was going to purchase it ran into some issues with zoning and wanted to extend the amount of time they had to say yay or nay. And when it first happened, the Rogers said that they were not going to go beyond that date, and they said no. And at that point, the company backed out.
But how did it seem like it was going to go away? Because I remember that one press release I read where the statement was something like, please respect our decision one way or the other. That kind of made me think that it was going away. Did you guys kind of think that way, or were you leaning either way on the future?
Well, I mean, what we thought and what we hoped were two different things. I mean, I thought just with all the writing on the wall and as large of a company that place was, that they were going to go through with it, and unfortunately, we were not going to have Grandview anymore. We had hoped that something like this was going to happen, that they were going to back out or fail to do something, and that we were going to be able to race. And fortunately, the latter happened.
And everything's going to be fine down the road. Fourth place, got a win. How were you at Grandview last year?
Good. I mean, we were we were real good at the beginning of the year, just real consistent. We just couldn't get that win until finally in June we picked one up, and we stayed consistent the rest of the year. We just it's just tough when the other guys you're running with are as consistent or better and picking up more wins. So it's a tough place. It always has been, and we were in good shape for a majority of the year.
Who ended up winning the championship, and where were they better on the track than you?
Von Dorn, Craig Von Dorn
Craig
won.
Okay.
And he was better than me at getting to victory lane.
Just that simple, huh? That's all there was to it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think he had, 10 or 12 wins during the year. So it was just, when he's cranking off W's, I mean, you got to be no worse than second to have a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, we were third and fourth and fifth, and a bunch of top fives, majority top tens. We just couldn't outrun them.
That's all there is to it. So what are we thinking about for next year? Are we keeping all our stuff? We upgrading? What are we thinking?
We have we picked up a new car from Big Dell, frame and body, and we're getting that together and, freshening up all our stuff, all our bolt-on stuff, and, we'll see if we can make another run at it.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Bicknell's one of our sponsors, so make sure to, when you do get a hold of them, tell them that you're one of the fans of this deal. So now that you've got that, you've got to go through all the other stuff, because basically what you're doing sounds like you're just putting a new frame under the car. Is that pretty much about right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we just bought a new rear at the beginning of last year, a new transmission. So we'll just go through all that just to make sure, freshen it all up. Send the motor out to Gary Buck and let him freshen her up, and we'll go make a run at it again this year.
Do you need to rebuild a year-old transmission, or should it be fine?
We'll just take a look at it just to make sure there's nothing that you can't see on the outside, just to make sure that it looks good on the inside. So, we're not going to tear the whole thing apart and, make it all brand new. We'll just go through it and make sure, change seals and, look at any worn out parts.
Yeah, because you only did about 20, 25 races, so for some people that's a half a season. So I would imagine the new rear end should be fine too. Just take the pumpkin off, look at everything, and make sure it's fine, right?
Exactly. That's what we're going to do, just to make sure, that we don't beat ourselves.
Right, or miss something in the off season and have the rear end go in the first race and go, man, we should have done something with that right there.
Exactly.
What else do we have to go through outside of those couple of things right there, the engine, motor, and transmission? Any other area outside of checking radius rods, torque arms, things of that nature?
Yeah, we'll be doing all that and, upgrading the Heim ends and, repacking bearings and checking if any bearings are bad and, just all the general maintenance stuff that you do, like maybe once or twice during the year, but you get a good look at it over the winter because you have everything torn apart, so you can look at everything and change anything that's looks a little off.
How about the frame? We want to keep that as a backup.
We'll probably keep it for now. We do have a second car, so we'll probably end up selling the older car.
Gotcha.
And just sticking with the other, our last year's frame.
Yeah, move last year's frame to the backup, and the backup to that goes down the road. Now, would you keep that with some parts on it, or would that just sit as a frame if needed?
The second car will be complete.
Oh.
We have two complete cars now, so
beautiful.
What we'll do is we'll just go through both and upgrade any parts as needed, and then the older frame that we're going to sell, we may or may not include certain items with it.
Yeah, could be a frame and body, could be a roller. We'll wait and see at that point.
Right, exactly.
Gotcha. Plan to return to Grandview?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's close. It's close to home. It's got good racing. We've done really well there. We just need to do exceptionally well
all right.
to keep up with some of the others. So, but we've been right there. So I'm happy with what we've been doing. I just wish we could get a couple more W's throughout the year.
Only a couple, actually less than a minute left at this point. Throw yourself a plug. Where is Manmiller Electric? How can they get a hold of you, and what area do you cover? 30 seconds.
Manmiller Electric is Berks County in Pennsylvania, near the Big Diamond and Grandview Speedways. We do all kinds of electrical work, residential, commercial, backup generators, Generac generators.
Nice. I got to get one of those myself. So good luck with everything, and I'll make sure I get a hold of you sometime in the season. So when you get that first win, hopefully I'll see your picture in AARN. I'll give you a call later that week. Thank you for your time, Doug. I really appreciate it.
Sounds great, Doug. Thanks for having me.
Hit the likes, the notifications, make comments. If you got a suggestion, let me know. Doug at DougsDirtDiary.com.